Another video time, and this one is about Annie's engine. So we get this ported, cleaned, and reassembled, ready to go home with the air pump on. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, got some parts soaking in there. They actually need quite a bit of soaking, but we're going to start doing this porting now. So in my last video, we were discussing, where's the pointy thing? I was talking about taking out the scraper rings. Thank you, Maddie. You can actually see their line of their path of travel up through here. So if you take those out, you can actually push this exhaust port out to about here and just curve it back up into there. But for this engine, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to do the extended bridge like you can see there. That was where it stops on the 6 port, and then I've just taken it a bit further down to there, and we'll just open this exhaust up and be done with it. The carbon has been cleaned out of there, but I just need to get rid of that little ridge right there. That just clogs up with carbon after a while, so we'll grind that out as well. But yep, so I'm not going to do that exhaust port, but I will do it to these spare irons I have here because I really like the idea of doing it, and I really wish I did it to this one. So when this engine goes, I will already have those irons ported with a bigger bridge and the exhaust port pushed way out. Okay, I'll get into these. Okay, so back into it again today. I've got the soft seal kit needed for this engine, and last night I got the center iron done. So she's a decent sized bridge, and the exhaust port has been taken out of touch. Not much, but enough. So we will get rid of the scraper ring, which I found out is called a gas ring. So that's what that thing is. So the front and back of this one is done, all like that. So I'll do this iron, and then I've got that one there, and maybe Sunday I'll give all these a clean down and we'll start reassembling. Okay, so before we get into this porting, and before I slap some paint on this, this whole exhaust port and why the gas ring needs to go. So here you can see the track of the gas ring through here, and then you got your outer control ring and your inner control ring. So by cutting up into here, we're actually crossing where the gas ring goes. So by doing this, we can't run that, so we'll get rid of the gas ring, and then that just opens that exhaust up just that little bit more. Don't know if it adds too much in performance wise, but go check out Arc Rotary Engineering on YouTube. I'll put a picture right here, and go check him out. He explains it a shit ton better than I can, but that's why the gas ring needs to go. Okay, into this porting. So it's been about 2 hours, but all the porting's done now, and I'm just going through and marking my little notch outs on the rotor housings. So center iron's all good. I don't know why that sits high, don't know. But rear iron and front iron. So what I'm going to do is soak these a bit more. These rotors are a bit, yeah, it's quite a lot of shit on there. You can hear it. So I'm going to let them soak for longer, and probably Sunday we'll pull that kit down and we'll restack this engine after I get that engine back in the car with that transmission. Fun. So it's been a couple of days. I've been thoroughly cleaning this whole engine. There's been so much carbon on this thing. The rotors have turned out not too bad. All the side seals, apex seals and all that, I've cleaned all those up. Housings have been cleaned, irons have been cleaned, everything's been finished ported. So I'm going to start assembling these rotors again. So I do have an old apex seal just to run down through here. They're pretty gunked up in here. So whatever I can get out of there, the better. So free all this up, man, that's real tight. So just run that down through all of those, just make sure we got good path. Wow. Yeah, there's still quite a lot of shit in there. So these rotors have, they have soaked for a few days. Oh yeah, I can see it. All right, I've got some real small files. I'll just file all the carbon out of there. But once that's done, we need to take out this gas ring here. So we'll go over all that soon. So I've just spent the last 10 odd minutes just filing in between with a little file like this, just trying to get all the carbon out of there. Trying not to put too much pressure on it. I just don't want to do anything like that. And with this, they're all running through good now, so that's all cleared. So I'm happy with that. I'll have more than likely have to do it to the other rotor too. So now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these gas rings and then done. Okay, these gas rings are pretty straightforward to get out. You just need to find that little join there, put something underneath it, and then it will eventually work itself out. This one's a bit tight. Why is that? All the carbon in it, I guess. It's easier with two hands too. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll get it out. Just give me a sec. Yes, there you go. She's out now. Yeah, decent amount of carbon on it, but this spring in here too, we need to get rid of this. Come on. And what I'm going to do is just try and clean this up as best as I can inside here, inside this track. Yeah, do that, and then I'm ready to start assembling this rotor. Okay, so that's one rotor done. I'm just a little bit concerned about this corner seal here. It's just not quite springy enough, so I actually might pull it out again and have a play around with that one. But I'll finish this and I'll move on to the next one. So it's been a little while, but rotors are all done. Apex seals, now I've just gone and glued the corner seal back on. So they're all good to go. They will break off again when we rotate the engine, but they're done. Apex seals, springs are good to go, and front irons here, the stack gear in here. So all irons are all good to go. Rotor housing's good. So tomorrow when I finish work, we'll restack it and get the whole thing back together. Then it's done. It's good to go back to smugz. So yeah, it'll be a good one tomorrow. Okay, we're ready to assemble. So I've just put the water seals in the first housing. Don't forget to put this little O-ring in there. These have been siliconed, and when you do your water seals, make sure that join there is on your intake side. It's just that's where the lowest compression is in the whole cycle, so that join there needs to go there. But anyway, we'll probably just time lapse all of this, and yeah, just going to go for it. I'm going to try and get this engine all 100% complete. So it'll be good to go back to smugz, and then I can concentrate on this again and the red one outside. Okay. So I just noticed the camera was a bit blurry on that one. But this is where we're up to now. What we'll do is I'll quickly show you the port before I close it up. So there you go there. You can see the exhaust port there and the bridge here, and it has been opened up in the rotor housing as well. So I think that's going to do the job nicely. So what I'll do now is throw some oil in there, some stuff, throw the rotor in there, water seals, do all this, close her up. You've seen it before, but I'll just time lapse to when we get the back on, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so she's all closed up now. What I'm going to do is get all these through bolts in, torque them all down. No one really wants to see that. I do need to tighten this stack gear down, but there's no major gaps or anything. Silicon's coming out of these joints here, so I'm happy with this. So torque it down, and yeah, I'll get back at you when it's a bit more complete. So got all the rear components on, whole front's assembled, so we're just going to get the sump on and then flip it over and then put all that back on. So we're not far off at all from finishing this. I've just got the sump just draining out a little bit in there, but almost there. Also, if you didn't know, RX-8s don't have a sump gasket, they're just silicon. So I've just put a bit on there now, and we'll close it up. Okay, this hasn't taken much at all. SSV valves is back in, intake's on, exhaust is on. So I'm just going to go through and bolt the loom on top, get all the oil injectors in, get the IMP pump on, get the fuel rail in, and then alternator. Then I think we're done. And then smugz, you can have it back. And now it's all done. That wasn't too hard at all. So it's good to go home. Nothing major at all to reassemble this. I did skip for a lot of stuff, but you've seen it in my last couple of videos anyway. But last thing I need to do, as soon as I find one, I actually haven't turned the engine yet. So bear with me a second. I will just find one of these. And hopefully, where can I put this? Sweet, it's all good. There's nothing binding up. It's spinning over. I can hear a little bit of compression. Those corner seals still need to break away from the main apex seals. That shouldn't take too long, but done. So stoked about this. So as I said before, it will go home in a week and a half when Impulsive's on. So me and the girl will run this back to smugz and everything will be sweet. All right, if you made it this far, thanks again for watching, and hopefully next video we're back into this thing, hanging out to get this thing running. Anyway, cheers.